And so now we are walking down the streets of Brooklyn in search of food. We can't be jaywalking here, remember?
Yeah, that's all right.
They will take us. And we found that food at IHOP. Look at those pancakes. This is what it looks like on the streets of New York City when a fire engine is coming through. Starting from Brooklyn, going to Manhattan. Should take me about an hour or so. This is the boardwalk of the Brooklyn Bridge Promenade. This is a bit of a pinch of yourself moment for me. I'm in New York City. Unfortunately, I'm alone. My girl has been feeling a bit sick, so she stayed in the hotel. The kids have gone off on their own. The weather is a bit gloomy, it's cold and wet, but that doesn't matter. Let me tell you a little bit about the story behind how this bridge was built and how it came to be completed in 1883. The bridge was designed by a man named John Roebling. He was a civil engineer. He died after an accident here at the site when he was examining exactly where the bridge would be situated. That is Manhattan Bridge on the right hand side over there. Anyway, after John's unfortunate death, his son Washington took over as chief engineer at the age of 32. So the island on the left is called Governor's Island, and the little island on the right with the thing sticking up is Liberty Island, and that's Lady Liberty herself. Anyway, this here is the platform that is by the tower that's on the Brooklyn side of the river. So there are 3 lanes going towards Brooklyn. So the tower this platform is just part of the tower, and it has these brass plates, or copper plates at least, that depict how it was built. There's a nice view of the Manhattan Bridge. So going towards Manhattan are only 2 lanes and then the bicycle lane. The bicycles used to be able to ride here on the promenade. Not long after taking over from his father as chief engineer, Washington Roebling was injured here on site and became bedridden. And then his wife Emily took over as de facto chief engineer, dealing with politicians and all other stakeholders, and saw the project through to completion in 1883. These locks here on the bridge are for people to lock in their love and throw away the key between the slats of the boardwalk. But if the police catch you, it can be $100 fine for this. You can't really see any of the skyscrapers because they are up in the fog. These are the streets of Manhattan, and here we have 4 service vehicles in one image. I can't remember when last I saw a postal services vehicle in South Africa. I'm just walking here past St. Paul's Chapel on Broadway on my way to Whole Foods to try and get some tea, milk and sugar. And then on to the Charging Bull further down the street. From the look of it, every single type of tea on earth is available here, except Ceylon tea. So, I guess the black tea will have to do. There are people that are wanting to take the bull by the horns, and there is a whole line of them. There are also a considerable number of people wanting to grab the bull by the balls. Time to catch a train back to Brooklyn. We are about to go down the Hudson on a river cruise to the Statue of Liberty.
Bad boy! Go away, Steve. Go away. They mug you. I'm not making it up.
York City Hall is the oldest city hall still in use for its original purpose here in the United States. It was completed in 1812 and the mayor's office is still in the building. We are now on our way to the 9/11 memorial. And this is One World Trade Center, the building that replaced the Twin Towers. It's actually a lovely sunny day with blue skies. I love blue skies. And we're walking to where the Twin Towers once stood. There's a museum in place now, and unfortunately it's closed today. So this is the scene where the attack on the United States of America took place. This is where the South Tower once stood, and it was the second tower that was hit, although it was the first to collapse. And just over that way is where the North Tower was located, which was the first one to be hit by an aircraft. This is the space that was once occupied by the South Tower. Walking here at the memorial is a time for reflection, thinking that despite advances in our technologies and in our cultures and in our understanding of good governance, amongst other things, humanity is seemingly still not very far removed from the basest aspects of our instincts. I don't know what drives people to commit such heinous acts against each other, but it is utterly deplorable. When we look at these poles, we reflect on the absence of both the buildings and the people. Hundreds of unidentified remains of the people killed at this place are kept in a repository in the museum underground, right beneath these poles, as well as some of the remains of the buildings that once stood here. According to the news, people are still being violated all over the world right now. And this is not about politics, but more about me pondering the human condition while I'm at this place. As humans, we are so capable of goodness and kindness, and yet we are also so capable of sucking big time. This is the Oculus, and it is part of the World Trade Center complex. It houses a large shopping mall here underground, as well as a large transportation hub where a number of the subway trains come together with the New Jersey trains. Now it's time to go and look for food, as usual.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
We have just come out of the subway on our way to Times Square to see what's cooking there. But so far, so many lights, so much traffic. If I have any navigation skills left, I think we need to walk past Madame Tussauds towards 7th Avenue and then left towards Times Square. Maybe. This is 7th Avenue, and we are going to walk to the right down this road now to Times Square, which is there.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I suppose there should be evidence that I was also in Times Square, New York City. Walking down 5th Avenue, New York. And it's busy. This is Saks 5th Avenue, and this shop has been here for 100 years this year. And I think they're inviting us in, but I think we're going to resist. It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day. And there's the lady. We are in the Upper West Side of Manhattan, on our way to Central Park. We will also be bypassing the Dakota, which was John Lennon of the Beatles' last home. This was also where he was tragically gunned down in the archway of the building. So this is the Dakota, and that's the only entrance. And this is where John Lennon was shot. John Lennon's last residence in one of his apartments here. And that photo, this is now taken here from Central Park. So, taking a walk through Central Park and just walked away from the Dakota behind me, and there's somebody playing Beatles songs, covers of Beatles songs, live performance just across the way there. These are the tallest, most spindly buildings that I've seen. That is an ice rink here in the park, and we are on our way to 5th Avenue. Below, and in the suitcases of Louis Vuitton. The Louis Vuitton building in 5th Avenue, New York, with the headquarters of Tiffany & Company. This is where the famous Tiffany diamond is kept. Well, the New York adventure has come to an end. It's a new day. We are on a bus on our way to Washington, D.C. We are busy passing Newark Liberty International Airport. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see the next videos about the US visit, please consider subscribing and you'll be reminded. And see you again in the next time. Thank you for your time. Ta-da!